G'day, how's it going?
Okay, so unfortunately I have a slap tear in my right arm, which has been going on for close on roughly 3 years now, and this is a little workout which I just sort of did on the spot to try and help strengthen my shoulder, really. I start off with doing these very basic range of motion exercises, just some big circles. As I do these big circles, I'm actually internally rotating my shoulder. If you follow the thumb, you'll see that's what's trying to happen. And then I'll just do these horizontal ab and adduction exercises, and then just those big abduction exercises. Again, you can see my right shoulder, it sort of hunches at the top there. Then I moved on to some hanging. The benefits of hanging, I think, are all over the internet now. Essentially, it decompresses the joint, which is really good. We compress our joints so much in daily life. Hanging is something that is extremely good for the shoulder, not only for that, but also you can't hang unless you are reflexly contracting a whole range of muscles through the scapulothoracic and shoulder region, forearms, and then I'll sort of move to doing it just one-handed as well. I'll keep my feet on the ground because I just don't have the strength to hold my body completely with my bum arm. But this just, because I'm doing it one-handed, I can sort of get my shoulder into a greater range of abduction. Then I just started with some basic push-ups off the ground. I like using these push-up handles. I just feel like I'm stronger. I will from time to time do without them and just press from the ground with my wrists in extension. But this also allows for a little bit of a deficit, which arguably is not great for the shoulder because it does add to some shearing stress. But I'm trying to go relatively slowly here, and all the way through the movement I'm trying to be very conscious of how my shoulder feels so that I don't aggravate it or make it feel painful. Then I mix it up with these ab roller exercises. I just go from my knees because as I get out into this position fully extended, it really is quite a stress on the armpit region of my right shoulder. You can see it doesn't really extend, or I should say fully flex into the upper limits, and it's difficult to know whether it is a true joint restriction or whether it's tightness within the lats and the shoulder capsule. I think it could be a bit of everything, so I just try and persist in that range of motion. This is a really good exercise. I guess you'd call it an inverted row. Doing it on the rings just adds a degree of instability, which just places a bit more demand on the shoulder to keep it stabilized, really. And this is obviously a back exercise, but there is some shoulder extension going on in there. These dips, in retrospect, I probably should have made the rings a bit lower so that I could dip my butt below the heels. Didn't feel all that comfortable, to be honest. But yeah, it works the triceps, which, as you can see, this could potentially stress the shoulder in a slap tear, but you just got to be careful with that one. I guess you'd call these bastardized archer push-ups. I think the non-dominant arm should ideally be fully straight in an archer push-up, but look, I'm just trying to mix it up here and see what I can manage with this bum shoulder, and I feel like I did pretty well. It was a bit shaky. I just mix it back into some hanging. One thing I didn't mention about the hang before is when I'm in this position, I may choose to just hang. In this case, I'm swinging a little bit, which again is a bit more demanding on the body. And from time to time I might do these scapular style pull-ups. That's where effectively you would be creating a depression maneuver, motion of the scapula, and back onto the single arm hanging there. It's pretty tiring this. I try go for like 30 seconds and then add about 15-20 seconds just single arm afterwards. Yeah, these archer style push-ups, they just place a bit more stress on one shoulder as opposed to the other. The ultimate progression is to a single arm push-up. With these ab rollers, it is mostly a core exercise, but I'm treating it as an exercise for the shoulder because as I get out into that fully extended position, it's not only challenging my core, it's also challenging my lats and probably serratus anterior. And to pull myself back up, I really concentrate on keeping my core active and trying to squeeze myself back up into that upright position through the core. Now I started getting a bit more confident, so tried to just do these push-ups on a bit of a decline, just trying to attack the shoulder a little bit more. And I'm on my toes here. I'm trying to lean forward and just make sure my center of gravity is a bit more over where my hands are. What I'm going for here is like a burn in the shoulders, but a comfortable burn, not a painful burn. And here we are, finishing off again with some inverted rows. I try and power up on the way up and then just a rough sort of 3 count on the way down. No bouncing, and a little bit of pause in between each rep just to reduce any elastic energy because I don't want to bounce my way back up. And this is a good exercise, this one. You always feel really strong with it. So there you go, those are my shoulder rehab exercises that I just made up in the gym. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, thanks mate, good on you.